Ranking the best running backs in Madden 23. We are back here with another update. Today, I'm going to be ranking the best running backs in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. Now, before I do go on ahead, jump into the old cards and re-rank them, I do want to go ahead and shout out the comment of the day. Now, let's get it started. I think today is going to be really simple. I think literally every single person can drop down a tier. I think a bunch of the running backs that drop just like redefine the S tier. And this is what the tier list is looking like before we jump into the first new card. Now, the first one we got right here is actually a card you could still get for free, I believe. If you have your Nike Run app and you do a lot of running, I believe it's like 4 miles, you can get this Bo Jackson right here, who has 90 speed, 88 excel. He's 6'1" as well. Pretty good ball carrier stats as well. Decent catching with 70. And if we come down to the abilities he can get short and elite for 1 AP. He can get bulldozer for 1 AP. He can get jukebox for 1 AP as well. Like jukebox and bulldozer for 1 AP each is actually really nasty. I like the abilities on the card. I think he's a pretty good free running back, and I do think he's a tier better than this Nike Run Bo Jackson. I think he's a B tier running back, and getting him for free, like I think he's actually like more like along the lines of like a top end B tier running back. And right after that, we got Thanksgiving Travis Etienne. I think this card is really awesome. He's 5'10", elusive back, 92 speed with 90 excel, and he has good juke, good spin. Not really the best break tackle. Would like to see that at least 90, but good change of direction, and 70 catching, 73 short running. He can run decent routes. He can catch. He can really do it all. And if we come down to his discounted abilities, he can get evasive for 2 AP, but short and elite for 1 AP is what I would run on him. And like I said, I'm really high on Travis Etienne's card. I think he is a fantastic running back. Do I put him like bottom tier of A? I don't really mind that. I think there's some people in this A tier that basically that kind of do what he does just a little bit better, but I'd take him over every single person in the B tier. And right after that, we got Blitz Donta Foreman right here, who's 6'1", 233 power back, so a bigger back, has 91 speed with 89 excel, so good speed, good size, 93 trucking, 90 stiff arm, 87 break tackle. Would like to see that in the 90s. Can't really catch the ball too well, can't really run routes. And if we come down to his abilities, bulldozer for 1 AP, reach for 1 AP. I like the bulldozer for 1 AP. In my opinion, he is essentially an upgraded Leonard Fournette, which Leonard Fournette is in the C tier. I think a tier better than that Leonard Fournette in the B tier is a good spot for Donta Foreman. And right after that, we got Tony Pollard, who's 6 foot, elusive back, 92 speed, 94 excel, really good juke, really good spin, great break tackle, great change of direction, 87 catching, 82 short running, 78 medium. Card is really good at catching the ball. If we come down to his abilities this time, deep out elite for 2 AP. I hate that. Like, it's kind of cool that a running back can get it, but man, I hate that. I think that's so dumb. It's basically a wasted spot. Short and elite for 1 though, evasive for 1. So this doesn't make sense. Evasive is essentially jukebox plus spin cycle. Why would he get evasive for less than jukebox? Like, just run evasive on him if you want to run that. And I think Tony Pollard is actually really great. He's going to go in this A tier for me. He's going to make me drop Travis Etienne down into B because I think Tony Pollard just does what Etienne does, just a little bit better. And I don't quite think Tony Pollard is S tier, but I think he's a really good running back in the game. And right after that, we got Blitz Breece Hall, who's 5'11", elusive back, 93 speed, 93 excel, good ball carrying, good juke, good spin, good trucking, good change of direction, good break tackle, even can catch the ball as well. Can't really run the routes, but he has good catching. He can really do it all. And I feel like his player model is bigger than like 218. Like, he feels like a really big player model. And if we come down to his discounted abilities this time, he can get evasive for 2 AP, short and elite for 1 AP is probably my favorite out of his discounts. Can also get identifier for 1 AP, which is pretty interesting because you don't really see that on skill position players. Like, you usually see that on like linemen or your quarterback. I really like Breece Hall. I don't know if he's S tier though. I want to put him as the best card in A and the closest person to S tier. I just really like a couple other running backs a little bit more than him, but he's like right there, man. I think he's currently going for like 200K right now. I think he's really good value as well. He's probably going to end up being a top 5 running back in my list. I just don't know if he's going to be in the S tier yet. And right after that, we got 92 overall Joe Mixon, who's 6'1", 218 elusive back, 92 speed, 93 excel, really great ball carry moves, like all the way across the board. All that is really awesome. Can catch the ball with 74 catching, can't really run the routes though. Now, if we come down to his abilities this time, He can get backfield mismatch for 1 AP. That is probably my favorite 1 AP ability for running backs in the game. Short and elite is great, but I prefer backfield mismatch. And I don't know if you guys remember Joe Mixon's headliner card, but he was really, really good as well. Like, he ran really good. I think this card is similar. I think like right by Breece Hall. And I would, him versus Breece Hall is tough for me because I like Mixon's discount abilities. I know Breece Hall is a little bit faster, but man, that's tough. I think he's, again, a top-end A-tier card, but I just don't quite think he's S-tier. And right after that, we got LTD CMC. I think this was just like a really random LTD card that not a lot of people were expecting. Not saying that he's not deserving of it. I was just saying it was kind of unexpected. 5'11", 205 receiving back, 92 speed, 94 excel. Really great, like, finesse ball carrier moves, I would say, like stiff arm trucking a little bit lacking. But the way CMC cards really stand out is through their catching and route running. 85 catching, 82 short route running, but 90 release is huge. That's like the beat press rating, which is really, really nice. I believe he might be one of the only running backs in the game that have that. And if we come down to his discount abilities this time, backfield mass for 2 AP, I don't mind. Evasive for 2 AP, grab and go for 1 AP, slot-o-matic for 3 AP. I don't mind backfield master. I just don't really think it's good value because a lot of people are running hot route master, and backfield master is essentially backfield mismatch with the hot routes, in my opinion. So you don't really need it. Like, I could justify running 2 AP backfield mismatch over 2 AP backfield master 100%. And slot-o-matic for 3 is not good. Grab and go for 1, not really great either. Evasive for 2. Why run it for 2 when you can get it for 1? I like the card. I just really don't like his abilities. I think he is not a top end of A card. Like, I could see you running Walter Payton, Edgerrin James, Kamara, Pollard, McCoy. Like, I could see you running a bunch of these cards in A tier over him just based on abilities. But I do think he is A tier, a little bit better than the B tier cards. Again, slightly does what Travis Etienne does, just a little bit better. And now we got Nick Chubb. This is going to be a really interesting card. 5'11", 225 power back, 92 speed, 94 excel. Has really good ball carrier stats across the board besides spin moves, slightly lower change direction as well. Can catch the ball a little bit and can somewhat run routes, but how he stands out is his discount abilities. 1 AP bruiser is fantastic. He's basically the power version of a card we're going to cover a little bit later. Thing that really stands out though, goal line back for 0 AP. Why this is valuable, right? Running backs with this ability receive improved blocking from their O-line within 5 yards of the end zone. The red zone is the hardest place to score, right? So you get improved blocking. I believe that would work. Say you're running like a read option with your quarterback as well. I believe you get the improved blocking as well. So I think the goal line back, his abilities make him S tier in my opinion. Now I think he's going to be the worst card in S tier, and I don't really think it's to do with his stats at all. I really don't. I think the 0 AP goal line back is really what makes him, in my opinion, needed on like every top end God squad in the game. And I say this in almost every video now, but yeah, the game is more ability driven than it is stats driven. So I didn't realize these cards were back to back, but this is essentially the finesse version of Nick Chubb. I'll get into why a little bit later, but he's 5'8", 203, 93 speed, 91 excel, 94 agility, great juke, great spin, great change of direction, great break tackle, not the best truck, not the best stiff arm, pretty good catching and really good short route running as well, decent medium with 70, decent beat press with 82, and of course his abilities. This is where he really stands out. 0 AP evasive is crazy. Essentially Nick Chubb gets bruiser for 1, he gets evasive for 0. Insane. He also gets human joystick for 1. I do not like smaller running backs in the game 99.9% of the time, but Barry Sanders I love, man. This card is going S tier, and he's like, I don't want to say tippy top in the S tier. I think there's going to be 2 running backs that I think are better than him, but I do think he is deserving of S tier. And next up, we got CJ2K. CJ2K, in my opinion, is the best value in the game. 5'11", 203 elusive back, 93 speed, 96 excel. And I've talked about this in previous videos. Acceleration, in my opinion, is just as important as speed. He has the highest acceleration, or tied for the highest acceleration in the game. And if you watch the MCS at all, if you watch the MCS, the most recent one, where Dez won the belt, CJ2K, huge part of that. He was frying people in coverage. He looked like the fastest player on the field, and it looked like no one could catch him. And this rating right here is a huge reason why. Ball carrier move wise, good juke, good spin, good break tackle, great change of direction. And he can even catch the ball. 82 catching with 83 short route running is really, really great. And if we come down to his abilities this time, he can get backfield mismatch for 2. Evasive for 1 is fine value. Human joystick for 1. Short and elite for 1. Really out of these, I'd run short and elite for 1 AP. And for his X factor, he gets a higher chance to win interactions versus the first defender. I think this is a little bit cheesy. I would either run this card with no abilities or with 1 AP short and elite. And I think he is the best value running back in the game, because the next card we're going to cover is 1 mil. There is not much of a difference between him and CJ2K. Marcus Allen, 6'2", elusive back, 93 speed, 96 excel. Again, tied for the fastest excel rating in the game, and I already went over why that's so important. But Marcus Allen also has great ball carrier moves all the way across the board. Really, the only thing that's not in the 90s is ball carrier vision, which you're the ball carrier. Now, he has 80 catching, 87 short running, 80 medium, and 88 release as well. These are all fantastic ratings. Now, again, where he stands out is his discount abilities. Backfield master for 1 AP, incredible value. Bulldozer for 1 AP is great. Evasive for 1 AP is great. Leapfrog, I don't really like this year, unless you're on the PS4, Xbox One version of the game. Backfield master for 1 AP is fantastic, though. And I do think Marcus Allen, I think he is the best running back in the game right now. I just don't think there's that much of a difference between him and CJ2K. I would save the 700K, potentially save the milli by choosing CJ2K as your free AKA player. And right after that, we have Rod Woodson, who's 6 foot, 92 speed, 90 excel, 88 catching, 90 break tackle, gets RB apprentice for 1, return man for 1, slot automatic for 3, not great, evasive for 2, also like people are getting it for 1 or 0, like the RB apprentice for 1, but me personally, I would run this card with no abilities. I think he's actually really good. I don't think he is like A tier or anything, right? I think the A tier people are on another level, but I think this B tier is a pretty good spot for him. Now, right after that, we got the first Cordarrelle Patterson we're going to cover today. You get this card by spending 15K training in the store. He's a 91 overall, 6'2", 220 receiving back, 91 speed, 90 excel, with pretty good like ball carrier moves across the board besides stiff arm and truck. He has good catching. He has good route running as well. I think he's a very good, once again, no money spent running back. This time for abilities, doesn't get anything discounted, so I would just, again, run him with no abilities, but I think he's very similar to the card we just covered, Rod Woodson. I'm going to put him on the same exact tier. I think he's a tier better than this 88 overall card. And that brings us to the second Cordarrelle Patterson. This is the record breaker one, 94 speed, 93 excel, 94 agility. Again, pretty much the same thing I just said, just everything upgraded a little bit more this time, but stiff arm and truck still a little bit lacking, but even better catching, even better short route running. Hitting 90 is fantastic. That's the threshold for all Madden. If we come down to his discounted abilities this time, backfield master for 2 AP, not bad. Evasive for 1's good. Return man for 0 is disgusting. So let's talk about how we can get a little bit nasty with this card. So you could potentially start Cordarrelle Patterson as your fullback, and you know, people either kick to your fullback or they kick it deep. You could have Devin Hester with return man, and also Cordarrelle Patterson with return man as well. I feel like that is a little bit nasty, man. I like it. And even without that strategy, I think he is an S tier running back. I would take him over Nick Chubb. I don't know if I'd take him over Barry though, but I do really like Cordarrelle Patterson. I'm a big fan of how Cordarrelle Patterson cards play. Now, right after that, we got Marshall Faulk, who's 5'10", 211 receiving back, 94 speed, 94 excel, has great catching and route running once again, 86 catching, 89 short. Wish that would have been 90, but he has good release as well. One of the best receiving backs in the game. RB apprentice for 1. Like, I'm kind of off all the apprentices for 1 because I'm using How Route Master, and I think a lot of people watching this video, you're probably using How Route Master as well. Backfield mismatch for 1 AP, I love though. Grab and go for 0. I wish we could have got grab and go right here and swapped the RB apprentice. So like getting grab and go with short and elite, or grab and go with backfield mismatch. I'll put him bottom tier of S. I really do like his abilities. I love the backfield mismatch for 1 AP. I think you could I don't want to say you can make an argument he's the best receiving back in the game, but I think he's going to play more on this level than he is to like a Joe Mixon or a Breece Hall. And for the last card of the video, we got Saquon Barkley of the All Madden Part 3 promo. 5'11", 233, gets backfield mismatch for 1, short and elite for 1, tank for 2, evasive for 1. Love that backfield mismatch for 1 AP. 94 speed this time, 93 excel, decent catching. But once Saquon gets an upgrade and he hits kind of like that top end speed currently in the game, he's a monster because he can do everything. He has the break tackle, he has the trucking, he will have the juke, he'll have the spin, he has the catching, he'll have probably decent short route running, not the best, but if you're on backfield mismatch, it doesn't really matter. And Saquon is a slightly bigger player. It's not like he's like a Derrick Henry, but he's not small either. I think Saquon is one of the best running backs in the game. I think he's a good alternative to like CJ2K, Marcus Allen. I think he's in this top 3 right here. But yeah, man, this has been my thoughts on the running back position in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know who you think should go up. Let me know who you think should come down. If you did enjoy the video though, you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. If you want to see me use some of these cards live, check the link to the description, hit that Twitch with the follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I would appreciate that. If you don't feel like heading over to Twitch right now, you guys want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I rank the best All Madden Part 3 cards in Madden 23.